Hello and welcome back to Flexible Games, where we are producing circuits again in large numbers. We need to figure out how we're going to route all of the circuits. So let's figure that out. Alright. I'm pretty sure these are going to output in just large numbers. So we need to come up and around and somehow merge in with these lines here. Okay. And I know we're going to be kind of cramped on space in here. So here's an opportunity to add a secondary line. Oh, I'm out of belt again. Gimme. Give me all your belt. Shouldn't need these turrets up here, as I am safe. Because I know we're going to use just an enormous number of circuits when it comes to modules. So I want to make sure that we have just the best opportunity to get maxed circuits. So one thing I was thinking, in order to kind of line these up, kind of reroute some of these circuits. Instead of going this way with them, going out, we can bring them going the other way, route them under and then up, and then link them up in here. That way we can max out the circuits that we're bringing in here, and then we can send, you know, fresh lines down the way. Especially for, you know, reds and blues. Those eat a lot of circuits. So at least one of these banks I want to bring up and around, and I think I'm going to do that with this one. Oh, I want you to do up like this. Okay. Now, let's see what's the best way to do this. Let's cut those off. And let's try to merge like this. So these two lines can be our new bank. This line, I don't know, this is kind of getting gnarly here. Okay. Bring them up. Okay, I will supplement that. So you can see when it's going full blast, they're not filling the belts. So that's why we're merging them like we are, because we want those belts to be full. So with that in mind, when these are being pulled off of here, we actually want all of this to get merged into one belt. So let's mirror this design as best as I can. I don't have a lot of circuits in my inventory. So we're going to reverse this. Bring that in, that in, that in, and this. Bring this in. Same with this. Okay. So these can be merged. How do I handle that here? I basically bring them up like that. And that belt is going the wrong direction. There. So let's bring this up. I kind of want a little bit of space here. Like that. I'm not interfering with anything. Yeah, so they're all maximum. They're producing at max. Our line is pretty full. Oh, now it's really full. But our line it wasn't packed. It wasn't totally compressed. But when you're producing stuff and putting it on the belts this fast, it's really hard to compress stuff down perfectly. But now we have another full line coming down, ready to get plugged in. One thing I can do is join up this line. That way everybody's working. I can split merge as many as I can here. Sort of create a little diamond so everybody's getting shared. See how the end of our bus is looking. We've got two coming down here, which is good. So let's kind of jump and kind of refinagle this a little bit. So one of these I want to come from the top. That is not going to be pulling a lot. So one of these can come from the top. One of these can be pulling from the bottom. Like so. That way we can continue the line to all four. I'm really curious to see how this is going to hold up. We want to bring that second line of reds. So we want to lower this down. This is going to have to come down like, well, let's put it up here instead. Down, up, and over. Okay. I should have a lot of circuits in my inventory now. Who needs circuits? You, and let's do the 52, like right there, and reds, let's get the 13s, and I have one stack that I can put maybe here. There we go. And I've got corpses on me for no reason. Who knows where they came from? Okay, red circuits. Let's reorganize this a little bit. This is being sent to kind of miscellaneous, so we're not too concerned with that. So let's send this up. We want to skip over this. Definitely don't want to merge those. And we want to move this down. Is this okay to move down? Yes. Okay, we have circuits. This is steel. Let's just bring it out. Copper, we're going to want to bring some more lines out. Gears, I'm not sure if they're going to be used all that much. Iron, we're definitely going to want some more out here. I'm not sure how much it's going to be used anymore, but we definitely need to reorganize the bus here. All of these little areas that use iron, we're going to want to sort of move up. Because we need to make way for all of the other iron we're going to bring over. Okay, so this is kind of the calm before the storm, so to speak, where the whole bus kind of gets a little tweak, sort of an overhaul. Might be able to move this over to this side. This isn't a mission critical area anymore. Like so. Because I want plenty of throughput on the bus for modules. Because that is going to be our primary consumer of materials from here. It's just going to be a vast amount of material. I might even need to augment tin and possibly gold to make sure that they're maxed out. Because I'm not sure just how much we're going to use. Oh, I love when I do that. These belts just kick you around. My FPS has been low for the entire game. I don't know why. I don't really have anything going on in the background. Not sure. Don't need these splitters here. They're just... lots of belts. Get the bus filled out. It's kind of the bus episode. But it's got to be done to make way for all the materials we're going to be consuming from here on out. I'm going to sit down for a few minutes, look at all of the ingredient lists, kind of map out how I want to tackle modules and the resources, and just make sure we have an optimized layout for that. I don't want to pull any punches when it comes to just getting the best layout that I can. I just want to make sure that I know what ingredients are going to be used. And, you know, what ratios. Okay, so we can start putting splitters, make sure everything is connected. This top one is more or less the supply for all of these little manufacturing areas, so it's going to be a lot less reliable. I can, you know, put splitters throughout to make sure that it's, oh, of course I take the wrong one. You know, I can put splitters in there just to kind of even everything out, but I mean, in fact, I might put one over here just to make sure these are all set. I don't need one here though, because these are not big consumers of iron down here. You know, if I do build, you know, more mining drills, then, you know, it'll just use a little bit and then stop. Same with inserters and all of these things will, you know, have use when I use the material, but it's not going to be a big consumer. And the last thing here is plastic. I want to make sure we have lots of plastic. And let's be careful. I'm not going to run the plastic down. I don't want a lot of plastic in my inventory. That's just annoying. So let's just run the lines. Oh, I ran out of belt again. I've used probably, I don't know, 1,000 belt, over 1,000 belt this episode. All right. So let's see where our line is. And batteries, we're going to skip over twice. And that will be it for plastic. I might even need to run a third plastic line just because I'm not sure, because I've never done modules before, I'm not sure how much plastic they're going to consume. But we'll give you an overview of the production area of the bus, let you see how much iron we've got, copper, we've got tons of copper. Let's run that last copper line down just to fill this out, make sure, you know, the copper is being used somewhere. And we need to add another set of splitters, like so. Let's just run the copper in and just terminate it wherever. Once the factory kickstarts and everything is just screaming at full power, then you can go back and look to see where there are problem spots. And one issue I noticed last time I played was this spot right here. These are pulling off the same belt, and the inserters are pulling from the same side of the belt. So I actually want this to pull from a different belt. I want it to pull from the same belt. Let's see. That is pulling from the top. That is essentially pulling from the bottom. So I want this one to pull from the bottom as well, and this one to pull from the top. Because they were pulling from the same side of the belt, the one down the line a ways wasn't actually getting what it needed. So I want to make sure I'm consistent with where it's pulling. There. So now these two are taking from the top. These two are essentially taking from the top, bottom, and this one is actually augmented. So this one is not going to use as much from this belt. And so when this comes in, this is getting way more, and so this one it's able to feed this one a bit more. And as far as the rest of the copper, I'm not sure. Yeah, these use copper, but not in vast quantities. So I'm not. I mean, 3 copper lines down this way will probably be plenty. And in this case of this one, here we're pulling from the top belt, and here we're pulling from the bottom belt. So I might be able to split merge these. So this one's pulling from the bottom, this one is pulling from the bottom. Before this one, I'm just going to split merge like that. That way, as this one's taking from the bottom, if there's any gaps in this line, it'll pull from this line to kind of feed it. So anyway, that'll do it for the episode. Give you one last glimpse here of the calm before the storm. And thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.